Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
A year ago, on the evening of August 11th and the early hours of August 12th, Bengaluru witnessed some of its most violent riots. Congress MLA Akhanda Srinivas Murthy's nephew, one Mr. Navi, shared a derogatory post on Facebook which mocked Prophet Muhammad. Angered by this, several members of the Muslim community went to the DJ Halli police station to file a case against Navi. However, when the police didn't act on the complaint immediately, over 2,000 people who were gathered in front of the station turned violent. Police vehicles and properties were vandalized and burned. As the police resorted to tear gas and firing, 3 civilians were shot dead, while 3 others were severely injured. In the mass arrest that followed, which was termed as a communal riot, many of those who were imprisoned were allegedly innocent. What did their lives look like today?
In this case, DJ case, there was complaint that come to police station to lodge a complaint. They lodged a complaint. They said that there are some 50 to 60 people out there. You please arrest this fellow to take action on him. Now they had the police arrested and reported that he has been arrested. Matter would have been done. It was not a communal riot. It was not premeditated. It was something which happened then because of emotions getting carried in, which is happening in this country for many years. Muslims surrounded temples so that no miscreant creates some nonsense. They were more worried about the temple than any mosque. They were protecting temples. But what happens is that earlier occasions there would not be this kind of hunting. But here in this case, hundreds were hunted down to their residence. Nobody knew whether they had any case against them or they were part of any of these things. Even people who were not even there in the incident were picked into behind bars and UAPA was slapped on them.
Among hundreds who were hunted down and arrested despite insufficient evidence, I spoke with 2 of them whose partner and husband were arrested and slapped with UAPA charges. They agreed to speak with me on the condition of anonymity. Can you tell me about the time your partner was arrested?
He was in jail for like 6.5, 7 months. Right from the time he was gone until the time he was back, I think it was all really impactful in all possible ways. Let be physically, let be mentally, and we couldn't work, we couldn't concentrate on anything. And at the same time, we knew that they are extremely innocent. They were not even involved. So we just couldn't live with the fact that they are suffering for a mistake that they didn't even make. Now that they've been released, I think the biggest concern is that they still have cases on them, even though there is no proof or like they have not made any mistake. They still have cases on them. I can't really think if he can get a corporate job because the background checks that they happen will see that there is a case against his name. And forever, I think the society is always going to think that they had been to jail. I think that can never be denied.
Where was your husband the night the riots happened?
We weren't at home when they started, so we came around 9:45 or so. That's when I think it started in our area. Before that, it was in DJ Halli or something like that. So we didn't even know that it was happening there as well. So we got back home with my brother. Then around 11:30, 12 o'clock is when my husband had come. So by then everything was like all sober down. He was not even at home, and we had asked him not to come, but still as the pain, he was in his restaurant. We had a restaurant near Nagwara, so he was there, he was working there, and he got back around 12 o'clock. By then everything was fine here. And around 3:30 is when they barged in, and they were like, you have to come. He didn't even wear his clothes. He was in his pajamas, and even my brother, he stays like the other floor. So even he was taken. And when we asked them, they said just for inquiry, they'll be sent back. So we waited for some time. It was around 4 o'clock by then, 4 a.m. Then all of a sudden, we got to know that they are shifted to a different police station. And after that, we had no news about them for almost 15 days. We just watched in the TV that they have been taken to the Bellary police station and they're accused. So we had all the rights to know where our people are and on what basis that they had taken. and when will they be back? So we went to the station. It was of no use. They used to like really yell at us, and there was curfew, so we couldn't go to the station. We used to just go to the main road, and they used to just like started hitting people and all that.
For 6 months, your husband wasn't at home. A lot of men in the locality weren't at home. How were the women affected?
So I think it was way too difficult because there were families where there was only one son, or maybe the husband was the only one running the family. So there were kids at home, and they didn't know what to do. There were other families who were really helpless. Like they were old women. Like the lady had just one son who could take care of her, and they used to come sit for days near a police station and like at least know where the son is. And we also got to know where our people are, like my husband and my brother. We got to know, okay, fine, they are in Bellary, but there are few people who didn't even know, ladies who didn't know what's happening.
Now that a lot of them, most of them have been released, do you feel safe in this neighborhood?
No, I think it's initially when we were, I mean, we are here from almost how many years, 25 to 20 years here. We always used to feel like we are safe because the station is right in front of the house. But now I think after this, whatever happened, I think most of the people have already shifted, I can say. And we are also like, we are not safe now.
A guy was going out for the Swiggy delivery and he was taken. And he stays not even close to our area. He was staying somewhere near the airport. And he came to our area to deliver the food and he was taken. I'll also mention one more thing. So there's like, there were like people just like in this area where men slept in the night at 8 without any idea of what's going to happen after 8. They woke up at 8 to go to their office. They left and they were caught. Whatever it is, people shouldn't have done what they did. They shouldn't have, burnt vehicles. They shouldn't have charged at the police station, at the police people. What we see was terrible. Like we saw the video footages of how people attacked the police station and the people, which was not at all fair. And not only did they were angry with everyone. So I know there were a lot of Muslim leaders trying to, calm the people, but they were not ready to even listen to them. We met so many other women who said, that they live in an apartment and they have CCTV footage to prove that they were within the apartment from this time to this time. Like let's assume 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. the next day, they were in the house. But even after providing these supports to the police station, to the court, through various lawyers, everything, they were not released. Does government understand how much does this impact a person's life forever? It's a black mark, it's a blacklisted thing. Their careers are gone. Their 6.5 months are gone. You're not giving us back anything, but you even spoil their careers.
It's anything which is against the state can be, the moment if it happens to be coming from someone who is Muslim, becomes impossible. And the prosecution takes a very serious note. We have seen the difference. If it is going to be non-Muslim, it's easier. Same allegations are given. But if it's a Muslim, allegations are very severe. And DJLA case is no less than that. How could it say that it was Unlawful Activities Prevention Act? There was no motive. It was collection of people who went on ransacking in front of the police station some moment of altercation which happened. It's not communal riot.
Of the many troubling discrepancies, perhaps the most important is the slapping of UAPA on people who haven't been proved to be a part of the riot. I spoke with lawyer Anis, who fought hard and got most of these people out over the last few months.
Invoking of UAPA, see, the authorities have the rights to invoke the provision. Now it is for us to show to the court that the invocation of UAPA is wrong. It's not in accordance with law, and this riots do not attract an offence under UAPA.
And the people who've been released, what does their future look like?
That's the condition imposed by the court while granting bails, that they need to attend the courts regularly. As far as employment abroad is concerned, they cannot do it until the cases are solved.
So in a way, these cases that have been levied on them has affected their future also, even though if they're not in jail anymore.
If it is, as you say, that they are not involved, most of them are not involved, it has affected the future, and the police are responsible for this.
Ever since the protests, Muslim leaders and members of the community have asserted that those involved in the riots must be punished according to the law. However, the problem here is about the lives of several allegedly innocent men whose lives have been irrevocably impacted by these false arrests levied on them. What happens to their futures? This is Vaishnavi Suresh, and you're watching Mojo Stories.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.